late night nosebleed section. What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a minute. But nosebleed section has finally returned. I am your host, as always, Joe. What's going on? I am joined by my boys Jay and Benji. What's going on?
What's going on?
Yep. Keeping it casual.
Keeping these guys has been you anything but casual this shit. You know that, right? This man posts out more mock drafts than any of us. That says a lot too. Shit. NFL draft is what, 6 days away now?
Yeah, man.
Something like
6 days. Oh man. Alright, in those section we are going to attempt our second and our final mock draft. This is it. No more after this. 1 round mock. Knock it out. And that's it. This is what we're going with. We'll post this. But before we get into this video, as always, guys, like, comment, share, hit the subscribe button. Check us out. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube channel, TikTok, all that. All right, let's get into this. So Benji's called the second pick. So Jay, you want one or you want me to take one?
I do not care.
For the sake of chaos, I will take the first pick.
Yeah, I know. Because you're going to do what you would do.
Signed
You're
up
not
for.
do what you think is going to happen.
Oh, I'm going to do what you think is going to happen. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it right now.
Levis number one?
I said chaotic, not stupid. Jesus Christ. Okay. First pick in the draft. I know all this hype about Bryce Young out of nowhere in the last, this week, 4 days. Bryce Young's going to Panthers, blah, 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 blah. I don't see it. He's 5'11", 6-foot quarterback. He's a smaller guy. I feel like the Panthers have always had bigger quarterbacks. The ones that they had before, they didn't work out. This is me logicking my way into this, by the way. This is what I'm doing right now. It's the gold chain. It gives me confidence.
Oh, God.
So, they had a guy before, and his name was Cam Newton. Cam Newton was a big body guy. He was an SEC guy. He had a big arm. He could throw.
You're literally logicking yourself. Dale Jeremiah himself said he's hearing nothing about Anthony Richardson from any team. No one knows where he's going to go. Yet you believe, hope against hope, that literally the only person in the building that has said anything positive about Anthony Richardson has been Frank Reich. No one else has come out in this building and said anything.
I mean, for what it's worth, that's a hell of a person to be saying
it
a good
is,
thing about him.
And I know that the owner is definitely like, hey, let's make the big play. So, like, I could 100% see Frank Reich, like, convincing the owner to be like, hey, we have Andy Dalton. We can start out Andy Dalton, but this guy's big time. And we need a big time swing. So, like, I can logic it for you. I don't see it. I feel like they need to, because of what they gave up, they need to hit on this. And
you're not gonna logic me out this pick.
I mean, you do what you want.
You're not doing it. I'm doing it. First pick in the draft. We're getting crazy. Anthony Richardson's off the board. We're doing it.
There we go.
There it is. We're doing it. We're doing it. It's too late now. I can't start it over. I can't hit the restart button. So we're doing it. Like, it's so far away. I can't do it.
Oh God! We are going to get canceled as a podcast.
This is our last podcast. People are gonna hate us. So, what a way to go out! I don't care. Where are we going? Nugget.
Number two. All right, so at number two, first and foremost, Joe, whoever this pitcher is that y'all got with this 1980s porn mustache, he got to go.
What?
I'm sitting here watching the Mets and the Giants game still.
Oh my God.
But yeah, your boy didn't give up 3 runs in the top of the ninth. Anyway,
it is.
So Can we start the agenda in the chaos?
Oh
Oh
my!
wait, we already started it.
Oh yeah.
Will Anderson to the Houston Texans. Let's get it going.
Oh yes. Yes.
You said Will
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
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 I thought you were really gonna go
Chaos,
off the deep end.
baby.
I thought you were really gonna go off the deep end. Now, here's the thing with this. The hilarious part is Arizona probably won't even have enough people to answer the phone if this were to happen. Their phone would literally probably be ringing off of the hook. But since we can't do trades in this, um, honestly, this year's a wash anyway. Like they're not gonna do much this year, regardless. And Arizona kind of needs some hope. I mean, again, the pick here would be Will Anderson just because he's more the surefire. But I guess I can take a swing at the traits guy. Actually, no. I'm gonna go with the safe pick here. I'm gonna take Christian Gonzalez.
Oh,
Christian Gonzalez at 3,
Christian Gonzalez at 3.
and that's the safe pick.
That is the safe pick. Yes. Outside of Will Anderson, Christian Gonzalez, long, lanky, really good kid. I know he's going to be a good corner.
hey, for what it's worth, Arizona. Like I know Joe Jay told me he was like, nah, fuck that. Don't look at don't look at the team needs PFN puts up. But hey, corner is their top need.
Their need is a team.
Yeah.
So,
I
and I
mean,
think
they lost Byron Murphy, so I'm not mad at it.
again, if Jalen Carter didn't have the outside stuff, obviously he would be the pick here. But I think Christian Gonzalez is the cleanest pick you'll get.
I mean, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I mean,
Mm.
listen, you were all for not having the chaos, and you just took a corner at 3. So I'm just thinking, like, you probably taking Christian the highest as anybody has taken this whole offseason.
That being said, I don't think Christian Gonzalez is going to be the pick here. 2, I don't think Arizona's making this pick. If the board miraculously falls this way, miraculously, that's the word. I'm tired. Don't judge my life. If the board miraculously falls this way, Arizona is not making this pick. I don't know who's going to trade up, but I feel like 95% of the league would trade up if Bryce Young is sitting there at 3. In Arizona, we get an absolute mother load of picks.
It just makes it even better. All right, here we go. Well, I'm back on the clock at 4.
Oh,
and
he's
the
going to do
Colts
it.
are on the board.
He's going to do what I think he's going to do.
What do you think I'm going to do?
Will Levis.
Nah.
Hell no. Bryce Young all day.
Oh,
Why not
see,
take?
I thought you were going to go with
the
CJ
best
Stroud.
quarterback?
I thought you were really going to go with CJ Stroud here. I'm not going to
Why
lie
not
to you.
take the best quarterback? Why not?
I mean, I get it.
All right, so Bryce.
I'm just saying, like, all right, Benji.
All right, so Seattle on the board. That's actually wild. That puts me in a spot.
It really does, because I feel like
That
Seattle 100% trade out of this pick. If this is how the board feels, Seattle's trading back.
yeah, that puts me in
Why?
a
You
spot.
just said off the clock that they would take Stroud.
No, I don't. If this is the way it lined up, I don't think they. I said Daniel Jeremiah had them taking Stroud. I didn't say I think they would take Stroud. I think there's too much good about Stroud outside of these ridiculous like mental tests or whatever the fuck they just said that he got an extremely low score on. I think they're like, you look at a team like the Raiders, you look at a Tennessee, like going from 11 to 5 is easier than going from 11 to 3. You know, going from 7 to 5 is easier than going from 7 to 2 or 7 to 3. I think at that point, the Raiders would almost have to move up. So, and the Titans will probably call as well. So,
Okay, so where are you going?
it's not my.
I am just like, wow. with this one
Where you
because
going?
this is not something that I would have actually expected. I was honestly
Where'd you go?
expecting you to go Stroud, and then
Where'd you
I
go at
would have
five?
went Bryce Young. But screw it, CJ Stroud
Where,
to Seattle.
Stroud to Seattle.
Yep.
Okay, I like it. I love the utter chaos of this mock draft so far. This
Yep.
is exactly what I wanted. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Jay.
This one's pretty easy for me. Like you turn a strength into a superpower. And I'm gonna go Jalen Carter here. Put Jalen Carter
Mm,
next to Aiden Hutchinson
Makes sense.
and go off. Just straight up obliterate teams on
I'm gonna
every down.
follow up.
Just rushing for.
Mm,
So before we move on to the next one, though, since Jamison Williams is caught up in this betting thing,
Mm-hmm.
would you consider going receiver here?
No, because it's only 5 games for him.
Okay.
6.
6, excuse me.
All right. So I didn't see exactly how long the suspension was, but I was figuring that it was going to be the same thing as the dude from last year.
No. 2 guys got it indefinitely, and I think 3 players got like 6 games. He'll
Ah,
be back. He'll be back week 7. Whatever. It just gives him even more time to get healthy. For me, it's just like, all right, so you're gonna already rest the guy that's itching to get back on the field. Cool. Good job.
See, this one's interesting for me now, right? I'm sure you had the Raiders at 7,
Mm-hmm.
and part of me wants to run to the board. Like, part of me wants to just be like, "Yo, Tyree Wilson," but then the other part of me is like, but you want to build the offensive lineup. So I'm staring at Paris Johnson,
Mm-hmm.
but then the other part of me is like, Jimmy Garoppolo is your stopgap. You need somebody behind him. Like, you need your heir apparent. And I'm just like, so I'm staring at Will Levis. But I, to me, look, Jimmy G's not. He's never going to be the guy. I'm sorry.
It's
He's
not
just
even
not.
about that. It's
He's
not even
not going to be
about.
the guy. But
It's not even about that. It's
it's not about that. But I mean,
you.
at the
You.
same
You.
time, you have the
This.
Raiders have been looking at Will Levis.
Right. The
Like,
Raiders can be looking all they want to. They understand if this is the situation that they find themselves in, they can kick the can down another year.
oh yeah, I mean, I definitely would. But again, you can say that all you want, but it's the Raiders. Like,
Uh, yeah.
like, like you can say it
Yeah.
all you like. Again, I can say it's the Raiders, and everybody's like, oh yeah, it's true.
just
Yeah.
It's
say
the
Cleveland
Raiders.
Farrell.
Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly. Yo, we were looking at Cleveland Farrell at the end of the first round. And this guy took him at pick 4. Like, 4. That being said, I am going to take Tyree Wilson because I'm going to pair him up with Max Crosby.
There you go.
Hopefully, we cause some fucking havoc. We did, you know, on some John Gruden. Let me trade Khalil Mack and then complain that I have no pass rushers.
Mm.
All right, so it's back to me. This
Yeah.
this is probably the easiest pick in the entire world. Atlanta needs tackles. Paris Johnson is on the board, so that's what it's going to be. Paris Johnson to the Atlanta Falcons.
It's very interesting. I
You
know they
know,
just locked up one of their tackles, but I don't know how their other tackle looks.
like there's definitely a way I can go here to make this a sexy pick. Really.
Yo, you go in 2 quarterback system in Chicago, Will Levis and Justin Fields.
I said sexy, not insane. But at the same time, I don't think they pick again until like pick 50 something after this. So I'm gonna go and play it safe, and I'm gonna give them Peter Skoronski because Justin Fields needs to stay upright.
Yeah, I figured you were going there. That's fine.
This
All
is
right.
just terrible.
This is what we wanted. This is what you wanted. We
Not what I
wanted
wanted.
chaos.
I don't want the Eagles to have these choices. I do not want the Eagles to have these choices at all.
I'm gonna just give him Will Levis. It's fine.
The implicit bias is ridiculous.
Complete. No, if I was biased, I I go to the end of this list and just
You know what?
everybody.
It was like no Ruggles.
Yeah. Like I would just scroll down like this and just like hold
Oh
down.
God.
And I'd be like, huh, who's the top hold? Oh, there you go. Like I'm not gonna give you a quality kicker. I'm gonna go like to the bottom of this thing. There you go, Matthew Cook from, from Northern Iowa. That's what I'm gonna do for you. That's what I'm gonna do. Eagles at 10. Couple places I can go with this pick. Um, to be honest, the main two people I'm staring at right here for the Eagles are uh honestly, I'm staring at Miles Murphy and Bijan Robinson. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because the Eagles love pass rush. They love their pass rush. Playing in the NFC East, that's all they do. Hassan Reddick. They resigned who was it? Oh man, they resigned somebody for like on like a 1 year, and there goes Jay. They resigned
I
somebody
don't
for
know.
like a one, huh?
As I don't know. I know they lost Hargrave.
I know they lost Harvey on the inside.
Wow.
They but they resigned who's the other D tackle over there? Fletcher Cox. They
Yeah.
resigned Cox on a 1 year deal. I know they have Josh Sweat. I know they have like Barnett and everything. I know they're getting up there in age. Uh, this guy joined again. Oh my gosh. Let's back out. Where's Jay? This guy making me all stop the whole damn podcast.
It's not my fault. I don't know what's
It's
going
your
on.
fault. It's
I
your
don't know what's
fault.
going on. Literally, you were in the middle of your speech and just stopped, and I'm like,
Are we good?
yeah, we're good. We're good.
Terrible. Anyway, let me turn this thing back. Oh, so much work. All right. Yeah. Anyway, I'm between Miles Murphy and Bijan Robinson here, to be honest.
Yeah. So,
But
yeah.
I think I'm gonna go. As much as I hate it, I mean, either way, I'm gonna hate it. I'm gonna go Bijan here. I'm gonna go Bijan
Yeah, it
Robinson.
makes sense. I
I'm
mean,
going
that's what
Bijan
I'm
here.
hearing.
I, I'm I'm giving the Eagles another weapon. They replacing Miles Sanders. I know they like Kenneth Gainwell a bit. I know they brought back Darren, not Darren Sproles. They brought back freaking Boston Scott on another 1 year deal. So
Yeah.
I'll give them John Robinson. They have their franchise running back for another 4 years at least. So there you go. All right, pick 11, Tennessee Titans. Where are we at?
Yo. So
Oh boy.
until the board fell the way that it did, I was going to inject so much chaos into this, but
Oh my god.
I can't justify it right now.
What is this guy doing here? What are you doing here? Is my man crashing the set?
Come on.
Oh my
This
god.
guy.
You gotta go. You gotta go. You're not welcome here.
I came to watch and observe, man.
The Peruvian one has joined us from his.
Yeah,
Where have you been? This guy's been like hibernating.
I know.
he's been at Disney. That's what it is. That's literally it. He's just been at Disney.
I've been
So
been watching the downfall of Arsenal and all hell
Yo, watch your
breaking
mouth.
loose.
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. There's no need to bring that up. It's a new day. It's past, literally
yes, it
past
is.
midnight. It's a new day. Don't bring that up.
Let me just say this one thing before we change subjects real quick. When I told my barber, it's about the Knicks and the Cavs series. It's one thing playing the MSG during the season. It's a different story playing the MSG in the playoffs. And if you're a young team, good luck.
Not to mention,
God, we're in the
Cleveland
middle of a
started
mock
it.
draft. This guy's talking
Cleveland
about.
Okay.
started it. That's all I'm saying. We just finished it, but Cleveland started it.
All right. Now going back to this mock draft. how are you guys looking out here? What are you guys doing here? Let me see, real quick.
Yeah, scroll back up to the top 10. We just decided to choose utter.
Oh yeah, we just decided.
Absolute
Yeah.
madness.
Oh yeah.
Absolute.
We just decided to have fun and go all out. Why not? The draft's in 6 days. Let's get crazy.
You know what's funny? I could see Carolina doing that, going
Yes.
number 1 with her,
Yes.
and picking that man too.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
I told you. Let me be crazy.
The
My
Bryce,
man is
the,
worse.
the Bryce Young to Indianapolis actually surprises me. I thought it would have been C.J. Stroud, to be honest, though.
Yeah, Joe.
I mean, he's the best quarterback in the draft. Why would you take the second best quarterback in the draft with the first star on the board? Like, I could get an A, but let me get a C instead. The fuck? No.
It's
who does that?
It's Indianapolis, not Arizona or Houston, bro. Come on now.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
they don't
come
draft
on,
quarterbacks; they sign retirees.
Oh my god! I heard Phil Rivers come out of retirement.
I was about to say that's what they're doing. They're actually trying to tempt Andrew Luck back into the league.
I thought they were going for Mariota.
Mariota, Jesus Christ! The guy got beat out in Atlanta by Desmond Ridder, and I actually like Desmond Ridder.
The Slim Samoan. Stroud to Seattle. Ooh, that's interesting.
What did I say?
I mean, he's sitting on the board. Why not?
Jalen Carter to Detroit.
That's easy. That's easy money. If he's there,
that's trouble.
I'll tell you right now. If Detroit makes that move, they're winning the NFC North.
I don't know because he's going to Detroit Motor City, and with his driving behavior, I don't know about that.
You're not giving that man a license.
No, that man's gonna Uber everywhere. Oh, you want to drive? Oh, nah, get in the back, bro.
Get
in the back.
Tyree Wilson to Oakland. Interesting. That's
it's
good.
not even going to be a regular Uber. It's going to be a limo. It's going to be put this man in the back. Don't even come near the wheel. Get back there. You're not getting nowhere close to the wheel, bro. You're not driving nothing.
With security guard sitting back with him.
Yeah.
Paris Johnson.
Just sit on the side of him like, bro, no. Don't even. Nah.
Bro, he's going to take up like the majority of the back seat. You gotta have the Chris Rock and a Jay sitting next to him just to kind of fit in that back seat.
They gonna get him a stretch limo, a Hummer limo. That's all. He gonna have space.
Tyree Wilson to Oakland is not bad. Paris Johnson to Atlanta makes too much sense. They're not gonna make that pick.
It's too much sense. They're not gonna do it.
Yeah, that's a good. Huh?
I said you just be hating people.
No, man.
All it is. All just hate people.
No, I mean look at this. Like Atlanta had the ability to pick up their quarterback, and they went for what's his name?
Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
Paul just constantly shits on people. He'd be like, "That's a good pick." Yeah, they're too smart to make that pick. They're not doing that. Competence? No, it's not happening. Like
Skornowski's good. Actually, that's good because you got to give freaking Justin Fields some linemen.
That's what I said.
Bijan Robinson to Philly. Ooh.
The disrespect. Like
that could be dangerous.
The disrespect
with Miles Robinson. With Miles Sanders, sorry.
Miles Sanders ain't signed.
Miles Sanders left.
He's on Carolina, sir.
Oh yeah, that's not who's a free agent. I think Josh Jacobs is still a free agent.
Yeah, because Paul's in hibernation.
He got franchised.
No, he got franchised. He said something.
Well, he ain't signed a tag.
No.
That sounds
Paul's
familiar.
weird, right? Paul's been in hibernation. That's why he don't know nothing about what's going on in sports.
No.
It's 2023. Did you know, Paul?
Most wonderful place in the world.
Too many things going on.
Dreamland?
I'm still bummed about Cody Rhodes losing. That's the thing.
Man, my man. This man is hurting.
We still don't talk about that.
Damn, 3 weeks ago.
I know, but still don't matter. All right, so y'all number 11. Who got that? Who's making that pick?
Benjamin.
Me.
Okay, Ben. Let's go. Let me see.
All right, so you know what? Let's keep this chaos train rolling.
Oh.
let's keep this chaos train rolling. There's a certain player that I had heard linked to the Titans that only one person had actually made this link. But to me, why let him leave the state? Hendon Hooker to the
What?
Tennessee Titans.
Fuck.
You, yeah, who this guy? Can't make this thing.
Bro, they got
Nah, ring that up.
They
Ring
got
that up.
Malik.
Do that. Ring
they
that up.
got
Bring
Malik
that
though.
Yo,
Fuck
dude,
Malik.
Bring that up.
yo,
Bring
I
that
can't
up.
make
Bring
this. You want
that.
Miles
Make that
Murphy,
pick.
bro?
Make that pick.
It's
Make
it's it's in. It is in. Hendon Hooker
Oh
to the
my
Tennessee Titans.
god.
There is so much gas around this team being connected to everybody right now.
Yo.
They got the Giants talking to him. They got all of these different teams. And you know why I'm doing this? It's again pure agenda. Because I think if he falls past them and gets down to 16, Washington is a very good chance to take him.
They just took
Oh,
Sam
man.
Howell.
You know who got the next pick though, right?
You,
Mm-hmm.
Will Levis.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Wait, scroll
Yo,
up.
this was such a bad choice. Oh my god.
Nah, it makes sense because now he doesn't have. Now they didn't pick him at 2, so they're like, all right, he's there.
Oh.
There we go.
Oh.
And you
Oh.
know what? That sets your boys up too, Jay.
Uh-oh.
That sets your boys up too.
13, huh?
It's a layup.
Oh.
Don't screw this up. This is a layup.
All right, Joe. All you with the Jets pick.
It's a layup.
Yeah, I'm giving you Broderick Thompson. Broderick Jones.
Thank you. It's a layup.
I'm giving you a tackle. It makes sense. I know.
Yeah, like that's not complicated.
Yeah. Now that one I can't even go crazy on. I have no.
Now you know what's wild. We just did literally we gift wrapped the Patriots the best possible player they could have ever wanted.
The funny thing about it is, if you look at their team needs when it comes to PFN,
Mm-hmm.
the next 3 people that are available, hell, the next 4 that are available are all viable.
There's literally one person where I'm looking at it like he's not going to drop this far. I really don't see him dropping this far, but like it's a layup.
So where I'm going with this one is Miles Murphy.
That was
simple
not,
enough.
You missed the layup.
Nah, I'm
layup.
going with what Bill Belichick would do.
Bill Belichick would take Devon Witherspoon. Bill
Belichick is a pass rush specialist guy.
No, he's not. That's a DB coach. He's taking Devon Witherspoon.
That man came through our system.
Listen, Devon Witherspoon is the best. Is probably one of the 3 best players in this draft.
You have to remember with
Top
Belichick
player.
Yeah, you have to remember Belichick. It's always about the secondary.
It's DB Nation.
Yeah,
he's taking Devon Witherspoon, but okay.
Yeah, because the
You
fact
want
is,
to add chaos to the mix. I understand.
Nah, man.
I get it.
he gets DB some work in his system. You know what I'm saying?
Now, mind you, honestly, Green Bay would trade back because there would be guys falling over themselves trying to trade up for Devon Witherspoon at 15.
But I mean, that falls in their territory of drafting a defensive player in the first round, though.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, Jackson Smith makes a perfect sense for them.
No,
but they don't pick wide receivers
right
in the first round.
I'm gonna make this easy. I'm gonna take Devon Witherspoon to go opposite Jair Alexander and just make sure no one throws the ball on them ever again.
Damn,
because that was not where I was. That was not where I was going to go with this pick.
And,
but
the Commanders select Jordan Addison.
Nah, man, you got to leave him for pick 17.
No.
Oh my gosh.
At 16, at the 16, honestly, I got the Commanders taking Brian Branch. That's what I'm
All right.
thinking. Yeah, they're not taking in Jigba. They have weapons at receiver. I'm not taking Jigba. You
I
take
mean,
Brian Branch. That's a plug and play anywhere across the field. I mean, they got what? I think one corner.
yeah,
They lost like a corner and like two safeties in the free agency. So
yeah,
I'm giving them Brian Branch. Plug and play anywhere you want. I was
makes sense.
thinking about Joey Porter or Cam Smith, but that's where I'm going with that pick.
Yeah,
I feel like he's the best player.
he's just gonna be a dick about this because you know damn well they're not taking Jordan Addison, but I know you're gonna be a dick about this.
I
'Cause you know
mean,
damn well they're gonna take Joey Porter Jr. if he's there.
I,
They're
I
going to take.
mean, I'm just saying that was his boy in college.
It don't matter. They're taking Joey Porter Jr. Like
The,
let's
the,
not
the,
care.
the man is averaging like 1,200 yards and like 8 touchdowns a
They're
season.
they're 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 taking Joey Porter Jr.
The
here.
logic
But
is
here's the
logic
thing.
right now.
But here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson Smith and Jigba still on the board.
He is. He is. He is.
So, I mean, with that staring me in the face, I don't see any reason why they would just sit up there and pass up Joey Porter Jr.
Thank you. Because that's ridiculous.
Brett's gonna like you. Brett's gonna be happy.
I don't like it.
Nepotism is
I
crazy.
disagree. I disagree.
You disagree? Really?
I disagree.
Only because you
I
went
call
to the Giants.
what happened years ago? What happened years ago when the Bengals were on the clock and they had Joe Burrow and
Oh,
everybody was like,
you mean when I started
Penny
this train
Sewell!
saying that everybody
Penny
was going to be
Sewell!
picking their college receivers?
Penny Sewell! They're gonna take a franchise left tackle to protect Joe Burrow. And I was like, no, they're not. They're gonna take Jamar Chase because that's Joe Burrow's best friend. So what do? They walk up with the fourth pick in the draft. The Cincinnati Bengals select. Everybody was like, Penny Sewell, and I was like, no, Jamar Chase, and they took his ass. What's going to happen here? They took Kenny Pickett. They're going to go take Jordan Addison, his best friend. Because when he went and he took him, when he was on Pittsburgh, a man had 1,800 yards receiving on
Listen,
11 receptions. And
if you are
18
that
touchdowns.
confident, you go put your bet on DraftKings. Okay.
I ain't that confident.
All
I ain't that confident.
right.
I mean, for what it's worth, I don't think either one of us have DraftKings. So
Yeah, no,
I'm not
I-
creating a whole other account just to do that. I'll do it on FanDuel, though.
Looking my card up and shit. No, I know.
I do. I just don't use it. I forget
Yeah.
about it.
So, the first pick I took, what's his name, Jalen Carter, just because he was there. Let me see the corners real quick.
Your top prospects
Yeah, let me see the corners.
of corner.
Next one is Cam Smith.
That's why I'm not looking at him because I know he's not going to go this high. I'm gonna make this easy for everybody. I'm gonna take Deontay Banks.
Skipping
That
over
actually
the
makes too much sense.
I'm gonna just have them go. I'm gonna have them double down because all the other offensive positions, I feel like they can definitely handle later.
I thought they might go for a running back. What running backs are available? Check it out real quick.
Jameer Gibbs.
Jameer Gibbs is the only person worth mentioning.
No, that's
pretty much
he's
it.
too high. That's too high for him to go.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
other guy that honestly I was kind of saving for this pick, but I didn't honestly just I thought Benji would take Javon Carter for Seattle. Was Dalton Kincaid.
You know what's gonna be funny though and crazy, and it wouldn't be out the realm. You guys gave Bijan Robinson to the Eagles at what, like 10, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
But don't be surprised if he falls out of the first round like Brees Hall did. Because remember, Brees Hall was supposed to be a first round pick, and
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Like it'd be crazy. Because
I'm gonna be real with you. I actually would be surprised if he got past Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would be surprised if he got to Buffalo.
It depends. It depends on who's available on the board.
Yeah.
Like, let's say for some sick ass reason, Jackson Smith is still on the board for Buffalo 27, and so is Bijan. They're taking Jackson.
Mm.
Yeah, but like what I'm saying is like I don't think that Bijan Robinson gets by Dallas.
Yeah, I think
Mm,
if he gets to 26, he's a Cowboy. Like he's not falling past 26.
I could see that because they keep him there in Texas.
Yeah.
Especially
I
because of
hear
the fact
you.
that Zeke is gone. So
Yeah. And didn't Tony get hurt? What was his injury? The last injury? Didn't he
I
break
don't remember. I
something?
think Tony's on the franchise tag though.
No, I thought he signed a contract, but I think he broke something. Oh crap, I can't remember. So he might not even be ready to get in the season, or he might be just coming off of the injury.
I think he's coming off an injury.
Yo, to be honest with you, I don't know where to go right with this pick
With the
with the
Bucks.
Bucks. I'm thinking about it, and
I
I'm
mean,
not. I mean, let's be
Tanner
honest.
McKee's available.
Who?
Honestly,
Tanner McKee's available.
Oh,
the
get
pick
out of
that makes
here, man!
sense is Lucas Van Ness
That I was
because
either
he's
Like,
that he's a versatile chess piece.
like
They
I was
they
thinking edge
they need to
rush.
get younger. They need to get younger on the edge. It just makes sense.
it was gonna be I would say defense. It was either that one or the Cam Smith one.
I was literally I was either looking at him and I was looking at only reason I was looking at Brissy is because they lost Nunez Roches. They lost some interior D line, so I was kind of looking at Brissy, but I think
No,
they're good at corner because I know they resigned Jamel Dean and they still
Mm-hmm.
have Carlton Davis, so I think they're pretty
Mm-hmm.
good at corner. They're not going to go receiver because they still have the three-headed monster kind of down there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they have two good receivers. No, they have two because yeah, they got Mike Evans and they got Godwin, and then Julio's on a 1 year deal, I believe. So Julio might be gone now. Um, yeah, let's go Van Ness here.
Makes sense.
Like, if you're not sitting at 19 and JSN is sitting on the board, did you really pass on him? Like,
Yes.
because
Because again, remember what we've been being told this entire time, and people just don't want to believe it. Just because the wide receiver class has been very talented the last 3 years, this class does not have the same level of talent. And if you need a pass catcher, it's more likely that teams will go with tight end than they would wide receiver. So if there isn't a wide receiver in the first round, I wouldn't be shocked.
Well,
right,
here's the other thing. Seattle, Tampa kind of doesn't have a quarterback at the moment. So
yeah, I mean, well, if you didn't friggin' take Hendon Hooker, then
I mean, he's not going to be on the board at that point. But
they got
No.
Kyle Trask, who
who?
they think Kyle Trask, who they think.
And they also signed Baker Mayfield, so
Yeah,
they have stopgaps at this point.
band aids.
it's not even a
That
damn
state team,
Band-Aid.
the State Farm agent.
Yeah, discount double take.
It's not even a Band-Aid at this point. It's just like putting
Yo,
Vaseline on a broken bone.
yo, I
You see where I'm going, right, Jay?
just peeped. Fucking Christ.
You
Real
see
quick.
where I'm going.
Real quick,
Oh.
Tony Pollard fractured his fibula, and that's his injury.
When
Who?
was that though?
That was in a playoff loss. Remember? They
All right,
lost
so
the
that
playoff.
shouldn't be that long though.
No.
No, but I remember it was an injury though. Yeah.
Yeah,
Son
this,
of a
this doesn't need
nuts.
this doesn't need to go any further than it already is. Jackson Smith and Jigba to Seattle.
Yep. I knew it. I fucking knew it. God damn it. And they can get off Gino's contract after this year, so you'll give CJ his receiver again.
Mhm.
And you pair him up with what's his
With
name?
Tyler Lockett and
Tyler Lockett with DK
And-
Metcalf, all with Pete Carroll.
oh my fucking Christ. Well, I understand that Austin Eckler is trying to maneuver his way out, but until he's out, and there's not really anybody I can think of that I would take in the first. I'm going to start the trend and give the Chargers' Dalton Kincaid. Give them
Copy
an
that.
electric tight end.
Give him the new Antonio Gates.
Yep.
Hunter
Dalton
Henry. Well, I mean, I'm in a better spot than last time because I'm not like Benji and I gave Baltimore Ravens Will fucking Levis. So yeah, I'm in a better spot than him. Jesus, Lord and Zion.
We know one thing: they're not drafting a
Um,
wide receiver. God forbid the Ravens draft a wide receiver.
I'm really sitting here staring because
Yo, do they need edge help? Am I bugging?
I mean it's the Ravens. They predicate themselves on defense, so they'll always say yes. But they also did just lose Calais.
Right.
I'm trying to think who the corner opposite Marlon Humphreys is because
give me a second.
Cam Smith. I'm taking him because they have Marcus Peters and they lost Marcus Peters.
Hmm.
Cam
Well,
Smith.
again,
Brandon Stevens.
apparently Cam Smith, through no fault of his own, has been dropping to the point where like I haven't even seen him in first rounds anymore.
The issue right now is the fact that people are like what I was saying before. The last time they were saying that he had some issues or whatever, they said that he kind of sort of was going a little half-assed in practice and all kinds of other stuff. Apparently, that's actually ballooned now into him having full-on character and maturity issues.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'll fit right in with the Ravens. Okay, Benji, you're on the clock.
All right, so
like I said, the Ravens are like the Green Bay Packers. They don't pick for receivers in the first round.
They don't.
so I'm sitting here with Minnesota.
Oh God, I have the Giants pick, and I don't know where the fuck to go.
I'm sitting here with Minnesota, and part of me wants to sit up here and just be like, all right, screw it, just take whatever cornerback is there. But the cornerback that's there is Keely Ringo.
Yeah, no.
So
No.
I'm just like, I don't necessarily know if I want to do that. But they do also need a linebacker.
That's all I'm gonna say. They lost Adam Thielen.
They also need a linebacker. They also need a wide receiver.
You might as well take Addison. Go ahead.
So with Addison being on the board, that's the only thing that I could actually do. Because other than that,
whoa.
What?
Can I rebut that real quick?
Quentin?
Yeah. He would definitely give them a completely different element than what they have now. He would replace the red zone targets that what's his face? I just said his name and I forgot it. That
Adam Thielen.
Adam Thielen, because Adam Thielen was mainly their red zone target. You give them a younger, bigger, stronger, faster guy, and allow and it opens up Justin Jefferson. Versus Jordan Addison, that's just another small routes guy.
You trying to say Adam Thielen was slow because he was white?
No, I'm trying to say Adam Thielen was slow because he was old. Don't try to play me like that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Guys, we're not racist.
Nah, I'm just messing with you, Jay.
2023.
Not the time.
No, I'll just messing with you, brother. I know what you're saying. No.
But I honestly think over Jordan Addison, I think Quinn Johnston should be the pick.
It's a good conversation.
It's an interesting point. I just don't think they would go that way.
I don't see why not, because again, they need size. Like having another small receiver at this point, then wouldn't Justin Jefferson be your biggest receiver?
I actually got another one for you.
Osborne.
I actually got another one for you.
Oh,
and matter of fact, we're gonna do it too. Just Addison is not going to be the pick here.
He shouldn't be,
because we're going to take this man, this burner, and throw him into a dome.
Jalen Hyatt.
No way, bro.
Jalen Hyatt to Minnesota.
Yo. Oh, sweet.
Yo, I'm done. This is it.
Yo.
The Nosebleed Section has retired after this podcast. To the 3 people watching and the hundreds that are going to watch later, hundreds, We're done. After this podcast, I'm not hosting anymore. I can't do this.
This is all chaos, and I love it.
This was the worst decision I've done in a long time. And
Hey, you brought him on, okay? This is your fault.
I picked
You
Anthony Richardson first because he reminds people of Cam Newton. That's all I did. That's all I did.
No, you said we're not going to do it again until Benji can do it. Okay, this is what you get. This is what you get. This is exactly what you
better
get.
not. You better hope I don't get the last pick of this draft because I'm gonna take a kicker. I'm taking Noah Ruggles. I'm taking the Ohio State kicker to the Chiefs, and he's gonna go with Harrison Butker in a freaking kicker controversy.
I mean, didn't Harrison Butker miss a couple kicks in the playoffs or something?
Noah Ruggles missed a kick in the national championship game to win it. Okay, don't
Hey, man, look.
Anyway,
comparing Tim's to freaking
surprisingly
former right now.
In a shocking turn of events, Brian Branch went way earlier than I ever assumed he would. I'm going
you got Ringo on the board.
I'm not going that way. I'm going to give Evan Ingram the Batman for his Robin, and give them Michael Mayer.
Really? I thought it got Foskey. Okay.
Michael Mayer. Foskey's only on this list because PFN thinks Foskey is not.
Michael Mayer to the Jaguars?
Yeah.
Michael Mayer to the Jaguars. And it is your
I'm
move.
gonna just slide in here and do this real quick.
Joe, where's God?
I'm gonna just slide in and do that real quick. I'm gonna just there's nothing else needs to be said here. If I'm the Giants, I'm like hitting the gritty to the podium. I'm hitting the gritty real quick to the podium. Here you go, man. Take this card, Jordan Addison. Like, come on down. Like, that's it.
Really? You wouldn't think about Quentin Johnson though?
No,
not for them. No,
not for us.
Nah, not for us. Especially because the way Joe Shane's been talking. Nah.
No, not at all.
Nope, not for a second. Speed and separation is all he's preached.
And that's literally the two things Johnson does not have. Like, no.
Along with the fact that my man catches with his chest. I don't want that.
Yeah.
Like,
it's not even the fact that you don't want it. You got to really realize that the team's not going to take that. Especially with Danny Dimes dropping bullets on people. No. He's going to cave his chest in the first couple of practices.
Nah, he's not gonna do that, man.
My man is gonna.
Quentin Johnson's gonna be out the first 3 weeks with a chest contusion.
Danny Dimes not gonna do that, and you know why?
He's gonna get that.
It's not a contract deal anymore.
Taylor
he got paid.
Lung treatment. That's what's gonna happen.
Damn.
That's right. Tyrod Taylor, Chargers collapse lung.
Oh my gosh.
Danny gonna throw the ball too hard. He's gonna try to catch it with his left pec.
I'm surprised Darnell Wright is still up there.
Can you shut the fuck up? God damn.
Hey, yo.
Oh, shit. And Nolan Smith.
Yo, true.
Yeah.
I legitimately hate myself right now.
That was
I know.
15 hours
For where I'm
worth of
sitting.
spice, bro.
That shit came out spicy.
For where I'm sitting, I absolutely hate myself.
My man,
I'm looking at two guys
on the board,
bro.
Because I gotta be fair.
Yeah.
I gotta be fair.
That
Michigan
makes so
on
much
the board.
sense.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know what the Cowboys need? You need the kicker from Ohio State.
Yes, absolutely. There's no other way to go.
No.
Brian Brzee.
I was gonna say it's either him or Kalijah Kancey.
I hate it, but it is what it is.
No, it's easy, man. It's easy. You give them the kicker from Texas Tech, Alamo State University.
That's Alamo State.
Rico Rodriguez Sanchez, Guadalajara, Guadalupe, Martinez. Jones.
We're gonna get canceled.
All right.
And you know the messed up part about it is that dude that Paul is making up in his mind right now would probably knock us out of the playoff contention with a 97-yard field goal.
My man will make the longest field goal in NFL history against us too.
It'd be like the
That
key
dude
and
will be
Peele.
1 for 74 on the season. Hit that like a 70-yard field goal, knock us out,
I'm like thinking the key and Peele. My name is Miguel Sanchez Guadalupe Sanchez from
bro.
Texas State Alamo University.
Oh my god,
Well,
no.
we all seen the disaster that was Buffalo in the snow game, and the fact that Josh Allen could not depend on his right side at all. So I'm gonna make this quick. Give them Darnell Wright. I don't think Darnell Wright will be here personally.
Mm-mm.
Just with the way the board fell, I'm gonna give them Darnell Wright. Now, Joe, we've had this conversation so many times. We've had this conversation so many times.
I got pick 31, baby. No Ruggles is coming home.
You already know who to take with this pick. Don't be dumb.
I mean, I was gonna take freaking Michael Mayer until you took him 24.
You already know who makes sense here.
Josh Downs, right? So we
Oh,
stop.
Jesus Christ.
I mean,
You know who makes sense here. They already got a left tackle.
what? It's so boring, though.
It is, but we
Zay
already know.
Flowers. Zay
We
Flowers.
already know. We already know.
But Darnell Washington, though.
That's who I'm talking about. That's what I'm
But
telling
Keely
you.
Ringo, though.
No, Keely Ringo. What's wrong with you?
I mean, he's better than Eli Apple.
I'm better than Eli Apple.
Bro, a burnt toast is better
Saying
than
much,
Eli Apple.
like, dang.
That's not really saying anything. The only
No.
other guy that I could say here that would make some semblance of sense would be Jahmyr Gibbs, only because it seems like the Joe Mixon situation is worse than we thought.
Nah, you got to
Not
remember
doing
too.
it.
The Kareem Hunt is a free agent,
Not doing
so
it.
they could bring in Kareem Hunt too.
Why pay a man when you can get him for cheap?
Not doing it. I'd
hear you.
I'd
I
wait
hear you.
to. I'd wait, and I don't see Gibbs fit in that system because they like bigger, pounded inside backs like Mixon. Gibbs
No, that
ain't
makes
that.
sense.
I like a Keaton Mitchell, a Kendra Miller, or something
Yeah.
like that, or even a
Like-
Tajay.
Like I said, you already know who to pick here. Darnell Washington's a pick. You already know that. It's
What if they trade Jonah Williams though?
again, Darnell Washington is still the pick because there are no right tackle. There are no right tackles left, unless you want to reach on the BYU kid.
Darnell
I mean,
Washington's a tight
Dewan
end.
Jones is still on the board.
Yeah, but DeJuan Jones is slow-footed and just like okay, DeJuan Jones would make sense, but there is way too much. There's way too many question marks about him in terms of if he can stay healthy, if he can move, if he can even play in that system. Because don't they run zone? You know what I'm saying? Like you need guys that are good. You need offensive linemen that are going to be able to move.
All right, you logic to me once. You got me once. All
Okay.
right,
Thank you.
he gets me one time. Jesus.
And now we just have to wait for whatever chaos this is going to assume, because I have no idea what this man is going to do.
I got you, Michael Turk, baby.
Nah. Just because I don't know the Saints that well, I'm looking at what they need as far as PFN says. The first two needs are defensive tackle and edge. So just right off the bat, I'll go Nolan Smith.
Oh shit, that is a great pick. I forgot about Nolan Smith being on the. Wow, that is a fantastic.
Wait a minute now.
That is a fantastic pick for them. Wow.
Keely Ringo.
No.
I'm trying to pass Keely Ringo off on people. What's wrong with you?
This one feels like another luxury pick because I know they're just gonna hide him, but I think they're gonna take. Did they draft anybody to replace their guards?
They got Landon Dickerson. Is one. They lost Isaac Silmalo. and they don't have Brandon Brooks anymore. They might want to upgrade. I want to say it's the right guard position. They might want
Okay,
to, but
perfect.
Yikes.
I already know
then
who I'm
again,
going to take because this guy
well,
can
Cyrus
also
Torres.
this guy can also possibly play tackle, but there are some questions about his length. But he can probably be a really good guard based on traits. So I'm gonna take Matthew Bergeron from Syracuse.
Whoa,
I told you I've been in the weeds, my boy. I've been in the trenches. I've,
whoa,
I've been in the trenches, my boy. I've been in the
whoa!
trenches, my boy. There's a
This
lot of hype
man,
around Bergeron.
That
There's
this
a lot of hype
man
around Bergeron right now.
was
that
upset
that is a
our
that is a
chaos.
that is a Cole Strange pick.
Yo,
Not for
yeah,
the Eagles. Definitely not for the Eagles.
yo, um, Super Bowl champion Eagles. I mean, Super Bowl champion. Sorry, Chiefs.
Thank you for correcting that.
I'm sorry. I am.
There's so many ways you can go with this.
To be honest, I think I'm
Let's
just.
go
I
the
think
way
I'm
I
either
went
going
last
to.
time.
Huh?
Let's go the way I went last time.
Because
Oh
I
my
mean,
gosh.
again, just I probably won't be able to logic you again, but hear me out. They have no size.
Hurry up, because I got to pee.
They have no size of receiver, so Quentin Johnston makes sense. Will McDonald being another speed rusher to go along with the guy they took last year as a power guy makes sense.
I'm looking at Will McDonald because they just lost Frank Clark.
That also too, but if you really want to go with speed, you can go with Adeboyke Adezawa, who ran like I think he ran like a 4.3 something or other. And there's a lot of love for him being a first round talent as well. So if you really want to go to speed guy, I think you can jump between him and Will McDonald. You can be a dick and just go Zay Flowers because, but I think if you're gonna go receiver, you can probably go Quentin just because they don't have the size and they have to replace Juju's production. I'm done. I don't even know who you took, bro.
I went Quentin.
Quentin, yeah. I mean,
I went Quentin. Talk amongst yourself. I'll be back.
well, damn, you could have at least put the whole draft up before you left instead of just having it there at one pick.
I have it.
Jesus Christ.
So just to go over them again, at number 1 we had Carolina taking Anthony Richardson. Number 2, Will Anderson going to Houston. Number 3, Jay had Christian Gonzalez going to Arizona. Just out of nowhere with that one.
That's my thing. It's actually not out of nowhere. Like I've been like listening to a bunch of people for the last couple of weeks, and only thing I keep hearing is that people love Christian Gonzalez way more than the media or any draft experts have been saying. Teams are a lot higher on Christian Gonzalez than people think. So it's like in all the mock drafts, I keep seeing him go like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if I keep hearing that, then I'm like, yo, he could go 3. Now I'm saying that only because Arizona stuck and picked.
Mm-hmm.
But if they don't stick and pick, then I honestly don't think Christian Gonzalez is the guy. I
think he ends up going 6 to Detroit.
That's the thing. I think that depends on the Jalen Carter situation. Because I 100%, as much as I like him, they've done a lot to secure that corner position, so I don't think they need to take corner. And the defensive tackle position is so thin that you can't pass up on that kind of talent at 6.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention when you have the luxury pick at 18 as well. And there are definitely some good corners there. Now, if you just love Devon Witherspoon that much, I get it. Take him. But if he drops the way he did in this draft, then I could 100% see Detroit trading up to go and get him.
It just depends on exactly how they feel about, the combination that they would pick. So what we gave them in this one was Jalen Carter, Deontay Banks. You could just as easily go Christian Gonzalez, Brian Brzee if he's still there as well. And the question is, what do they value more?
Right.
Like I said, either possibility is there. It's just a matter of like, which one do you think or do they think would better suit them?
Well, I think if you look at just the way they spent money this offseason, you can tell what they would be looking for in the draft. They didn't spend a lot of money on bringing in any inside guys.
Mhm.
They re-signed their own guys, but they spent most of their money on their secondary. That's why I felt comfortable taking Banks there, because I'm like, even if he's not a Devon Witherspoon, he's a very good addition to an already stacked secondary,
Mhm.
and he can be productive. But Devon Witherspoon is a culture changer. Like, he is Dan Campbell in the secondary. I'm gonna bite your kneecaps as soon as you try to go. I'm gonna rip at your veins. Like, he's that kind of mauler that makes Detroit nasty.
Oh yeah, I've been hearing that he is basically Sauce Gardner.
He's
Who's
Sauce Gardner, but he's got a bit more fire in his hair.
who's that?
Mhm. Devon
Devon
Witherspoon.
Witherspoon. He's
Yeah.
smaller, but he's got like he's got that like he's the closest thing I can say watching his tape to a pit bull. Like, he
Mhm.
finishes tackles, he will get deflections. He makes it really ugly, and makes receivers and backs really feel him. And it's like it's a culture shift for real. Like, if they can get Witherspoon, like, my money's on Detroit to win the NFC North. Like, that's how much I believe in him. But Jalen Carter is probably I want to like I he's gonna be in the conversation if he keeps his head on straight with Quentin Williams, Jeffrey Simmons. He's gonna be in the conversation with those guys, and that's what they kind of need for that defense. That's the only reason why I took him at 6. Because other than that, I'm
I
running to go
I
to Witherspoon.
I agree, but I do because of what just happened with their what's the name? Their DB getting suspended for the whole season. Their
Mm-hmm.
short one. I could see them going with the spoon.
I could, but there was a bunch of backup guys. Like, they didn't really lose anybody of any real significance, honestly.
I just think that I don't know. I mean, you get Carter, you line him up with what's his name? Uh
Aiden Hutchinson.
Aiden Hutchinson, and then you got the linebackers. I mean,
So,
that's a
like,
good
again,
front seven right there. You build it right there.
right, which is why I took Banks, because Banks, all right, he's still a really good corner that can be really productive. Now,
All right,
Benny,
so
I
after
need
that,
to know
let's
the
get back.
logic. I need to know the
What?
logic behind this Tyree Wilson pick. Like, you got to sell me on this pick.
I said we didn't even get there
Um,
yet.
Oh, okay.
No, we were just talking about Jalen Carter to the Lions, though.
Yeah, I skipped around on something just to
Oh, before that.
go back. We had just gone over Christian Gonzalez. 4 we had Bryce Young going to the Colts. 5 CJ Stroud to Seattle. 6 we just said Jalen Carter over to Detroit. And as Jay just brought up, now we got 7 Tyree Wilson going to I was going to say Oakland, Las Vegas to the Raiders.
honestly, honestly, it's more so of just like I'm building with the Raiders at one point had a solid defense and they had pieces. They had Khalil Mack, they had inside linebackers, they had corners and everything. So my main thing with that pick was just to try to get back to having an identity for yourself. You went and you had a solid run game. You had Derek Carr, who was a decent enough quarterback that could get you some games. You had
Mm-hmm.
Josh Jacobs, who won you the rushing title, who you declined his 5th-year option, and now he's sitting here like he's in limbo. Like, is he coming back? Is he going to sign franchise tag? So, what is the Raiders? What's their identity? Because it's not going to be, to me, it's not going to be the offense now. Because if Josh Jacobs comes back or not, like, you don't know who's going to play quarterback. You have Jimmy G now, but Jimmy G's not durable like that. And then, to be honest, I can't really name you a receiver over there besides what. I mean, they got Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfro, another one who's kind of injury prone. And again, you have Jimmy Garoppolo for how many games before he gets hurt? So to me, your offense isn't going to be your calling card. It's not going to be your
Mm-hmm.
identity. So to
Mm-hmm.
me, I'm like, let's go build a defense. Let's go build a stacked defense. Got Max Crosby, who is a top 5 defensive end in the game, who is a sack monster, who they have to double team, who still gets home. Now, if you put Tyree Wilson on the other side of that, you can't double team Max Crosby. Now you have one on ones. If Tyree Wilson can get home and cause any type of ruckus on that front four, you have a good core. And again, he can learn from Max Crosby and the rest of that D line. So I'm like, why not start building something great? Because again, they lost Clelin Ferrell. He's gone, wasting a 4th overall pick on that guy. So I'm like, shit. Why not just take the best? Why not go BPA? To me, you're not expected to win anyway. So just
Well,
start grabbing pieces. They're not
here's
expected to win anything in the AFC West.
here's
Like,
my rebuttal to that, because while everything you said is true, what I will say is because of their recent history of early round bust, why not take the surefire tackle guard? Because what I say is you add blue chippers as you go along to that offensive line. This edge class is deep enough that you can go back and get an edge. It may not be as freakish as Tyree Wilson, but with Tyree Wilson's production, you are projecting how good he can be. And you can get a guy who's productive and does have traits later on in the draft. So I just think
because
Harris Johnson there just makes so much more sense.
track record wise, well, the offensive line with the Raiders just doesn't work. It doesn't happen. It to be honest with you, 100%, it does not happen. Like it is crazy. You can call it an anomaly, call it whatever it is. But every other team that could probably look at Robert Gallery. Robert Gallery was going to be a stud on 31 of 32 teams he went to. Went to the Raiders and sucked. Complete bust. Like you look at half these teams, half the people the Raiders pick, they just don't work out. Alex Leatherwood was a monster at Alabama. Went to the Raiders, bust, gone. Like it just doesn't work out for the Raiders. So like you can say like, oh, we're gonna take this blue chipper guy, but it's just I don't know what it is. You go to the Raiders and you just ass. So I'm like, it is what it is. Like
when was the last time they had a solid offensive lineman?
I mean,
Colton Miller is their best offensive lineman. Like
honestly, I'm gonna keep it real.
and they had
Only
Rodney
why-
Hudson. Rodney Hudson could have been their starting center for the next 10 years. Like why not? Like why not bring back the anchor of the old line and just build out from there? And they let him go, and he's gone now. I think he went to like the Cardinals. No, I think he went to the Broncos and shit. I think he's a free agent again. But I'm like, you've had good pieces. You've had Rodney Hudson. Like Colton Miller is going to be that guy that you can build around. He's going to be their franchise left tackle. But you need 4 of the pieces. Like, but I'm like, I don't know what it is with them. They just don't hit. They don't hit on offensive linemen. It's
Now,
not lately.
selfishly, the only reason why I make this argument is because I would have loved for Tyree Wilson to fall to the Falcons. And
But the Falcons are another team. But the Falcons are a team that doesn't hit on edges. So like, like they don't. Like the Falcons took Vic Beasley, and Vic Beasley's playing in the XFL right now. Like the Falcons took Tack McKinley. Where's Tack McKinley at? Like the Falcons are another team. They don't hit on edges. They just don't. So move away from it. Try a different formula. Try somebody else. Try a different position. But
I mean, it makes sense.
But if you're the Raiders, you're gonna sit here and like everything went out the window when you're the Raiders, and you're like, "Yo, we got Khalil Mack, best edge rusher in the game," and then traded his ass, and then came back. Man, sure wish we had some edge rushers. What? Like, bro, you traded the edge rusher, and then complained you have no edge rush? Like, nah, we're fixing this. You got Max Crosby on one side, you got Tyree Wilson on the other side. Go. Like, that's it. Like, that's it. You're at 7, and you got debatably the best edge rusher in the draft. Because Will Anderson is the safe pick. But again, like I said, Will Anderson, I don't think is ever going to be a superstar. I think he's going to be a very good, solid pick. I think he'll get you 8 sacks a season. But Tyree Wilson can put it together and give you 15 sacks a year. Maybe he could be another. He could be another latest string of busts for the Raiders. He's very, real good, but that's just how I saw it. And I mean, I would have liked to have gone receiver, but I mean, excuse me, I would have liked to have gone quarterback, but who was on the board at 7? Nobody was on the board at 7, right?
Hendon Hooker and Will Levis were on the board at 7.
Oh well, I wasn't going to disrespect the Raiders and give him Will Levis, so.
Why you
But
scared? You scared of the black hole?
I'm scared of Will Levis.
Will Levis
Again,
is the black hole.
exactly. Again, if you for anybody that watches this, Paul, you don't know my whole scouting report on Will Levis. Again, I can show you the flag. Y'all all know Penn State guy. Will Levis could not beat out Sean Clifford at Penn State for 3 years. Sean Clifford is scheduled to be a seventh round to undrafted free agent quarterback. So if you couldn't beat out a ranked undrafted quarterback in 3 years, you tell me all I need to know about you as a quarterback. You couldn't beat out Sean Clifford? Sean Clifford is ass. And I'm a Penn State guy. And he sucks. Benji knows it. Benji's watched. He's seen Penn State games. To go from Trace McSorley, who was one of the best Penn State quarterbacks ever, to Sean Clifford, and you're telling me I can't beat this guy out for a starting spot, so I have to transfer, bro. Like, come on,
I
like
get you. I'll get you, but I'll give you one. Joe
who was
Burrow
that
trans.
quarterback the Florida State had?
I'll give you one right now. Joe Burrow was, I think, third or fourth string at Ohio State. He had to transfer out to LSU. Look where he's at now.
But I wouldn't even say that because at least Ohio State had good quarterbacks for their system. Like
Right.
you still had Cardell Jones, and you still had JT Barrett,
And
and
where are
you
they?
still had
And where are they?
Dwayne Haskins. You still had all
Don't
those
don't ask
guys.
that question again, Paul. Don't do that.
Where are they?
No,
Don't do that. Don't do that.
This is what I'm saying
for
though. It's like
for
because
Ohio State.
he's saying he's like, oh, he couldn't beat this guy from Penn State, and I get it. But look at Joe Burrow. He couldn't beat out these guys from Ohio State.
Right.
But
But it's
look who's the
different.
starter. Look who's the starter
But
in the
it's
NFL
different. It's
who ranked
different though
up.
because those guys were actually good for the Ohio State system. They threw with timing, they threw with accuracy, and they had a 5-star receiver at the X, a 5-star receiver at the Y, and a 5-star receiver at the Z, and a 5-star tight end, and all 5-star alignment. Like and a 5-star right behind them. It's not hard. Like that's why Ohio State quarterbacks don't work out. But
Don't
at
work out
that
where?
position, at that level,
Oh, in the
on that
NFL.
team, yes.
Oh.
Ohio
So
State
you
quarterbacks
kind of
don't
like
work out.
you're kind of repeating what I've been saying the whole time, right?
We all know that. Well, name the best Ohio State quarterback. Like I'm just
Except the
saying.
guy right up here.
Like we all know Ohio State quarterbacks don't work out. But what I'm saying is like what I'm saying is if you took one of those Ohio State quarterbacks, if you took JT Barrett from Ohio State, put him on Penn State, he would have been starting quarterback. Like he would actually have been good. If you sat it, but you're telling me you couldn't beat out a quarterback who's not worth a damn. Sean Clifford, it's not like Aaron Rodgers was sitting behind Brett Favre. Like, all right, well, at least I'm sitting behind the goddamn Hall of Fame quarterback. You're sitting behind a quarterback that's not going to get drafted in the same draft as you. Like, you can't beat out an undrafted free agent quarterback, and you're talking about, oh, he's a top 10 pick in my book. In what world? You had to go to Kentucky. You went to the SEC, the debatably hardest conference in college football. And in every clutch moment, for you to step up and make your name, like, oh, Will Levis, if the moment's his, the ball's in his hand, let's see what happens. You fumbled the bag. You threw interceptions. You threw picks. You made bad passes. You didn't get the game done. You didn't get it done. So, like, why are you on my draft board? Why am I looking at you? Oh, well, he looks great. Pretty sure one of four of us can throw a ball 30 yards. Great. Like,
I don't think this is a great class of quarterbacks, to be honest.
No, it's not.
on,
We fully understand that. That goes without saying. This draft class isn't a great class, period. Like
I mean, you have some you have some players. You have a Bijan Robinson, you have the Ohio State receiver, you have Paris Johnson, you have a couple other players here and there that they're solid players here, but they're being overlooked by, say, the quarterbacks because you know how it is. It's quarterback driven league. So it's like they're always going to put the quarterbacks higher for whatever reason, no matter what. Just like Joe's saying, Will Levis is let's not sugarcoat it. Will Levis is ass. Will Levis is ass, but he's being elevated so high because he had one great season at Kentucky. Just happened to be his last season, and now he's predominantly.
Well, it was a year before his last season because his last season was Chiefs too. Yeah, it was 22, not this one.
I don't know who Lucky Tommy's talking to here. I hope it's Paul, not me. But I don't. Lucky Tommy, are you talking to me or are you talking to the Peruvian guy at the bottom? I don't know.
Definitely not talking to me because I don't know who Big Bubba is.
Is that Betty?
Absolutely not. I'm second from the top, bro.
I think it's me or Paul. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Anyway,
I'm just saying.
Moving on. I think 9 and 10 are kind of self-explanatory. Like you don't really need to.
No.
Bijan on
the hooker one. Gross. The hooker one though. That's
no, the hooker one. That's what I said. You got to scroll back up because that hooker one.
Yeah.
Real quick. Here's the thing, though. Had he not torn his ACL,
all right, Lucky, you gotta go.
Not be ridiculous. That's the part that gets me. Is I wouldn't even argue it if he hadn't torn his ACL. Now, do I think he's going to be an upgrade over Ryan Tannehill? I don't think so.
No, Tannehill's gone.
think you kind of break even with those two guys. Because I think Hendon Hooker's production is a product of the system he was in. Now, do I think that he's going to be
he's also like 25 years old?
That too. But do I think he's going to be a better fit than the guy they took last year? Yeah. I do. I also think the guy they took last year is, if I'm remembering correctly, he's also undersized for a quarterback.
I just want to know Benji's thoughts or his thought process on Miles Murphy at 14. That's what I want to know.
Over Witherspoon, which is wow.
Honestly, look.
Wow.
I come from more of an old school football mentality. Right? Pressure can help out your secondary. And the Patriots have always been a team that have taken like the drugs of society and turned them into champions. You don't necessarily need to go with a spoon at that point. Now, granted, it'd be like one hell of a luxury if they did, but you shore up the defensive ends coming off of the side, the edge rushers, getting pressure on the quarterback and force your quarterbacks to throw bad passes, then what?
I'm just not a believer in Miles Murphy. That's more so where I'm coming from with it. I'm not a believer in Miles Murphy specifically. I think Devon Witherspoon
Put it like this.
Role player.
Put it like this. I don't remember if it was our last draft together or if it was the one that I did the agenda draft that I put in the room. But I believe I also sent Lucas Van Ness there.
That seems like a Patriots pick.
So I've been consistent when it comes to getting guys out there that's like pressure guys that's actually going to do something to actually disrupt the quarterback on the other side.
Right.
Because again, this is also a draft where your DBs are incredibly deep. So you turn around and you take a guy in the second round. It's essentially the exact same thing with a bit more space between the picks that Detroit is dealing with.
Right.
Where do you go first?
I would still go corner. Just because I think with the Patriots have always had at least one guy. Like that's the dude. He's the leader. He's the alpha in that secondary. And I think Devon Witherspoon is, with them losing Jackson last year to the Chargers, I think Devon Witherspoon steps right into that space and takes over as like the alpha of that defense. I just see Miles Murphy as being another guy, and I still see the Patriots as being directionless with a pick like that versus getting up. Because I would even go as far as to say Devon Witherspoon is one of the few blue chip players in this draft. I would get the blue chip guy, and
just for argument's sake, if we were to go say. You went the opposite direction with Detroit, whereas you went. We didn't go. We went Devon Witherspoon is 6,
Mm-hmm.
and then we were going to go like Brazil at 18. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think they would go in that play? You think they would go Banks?
This is Keith. This is a chaos mock draft. It's just complete chaos.
The fact that you said first and second round picks are overrated is hilarious. I'm trying to understand your question. You're saying what would the Patriots do, or what would the
Yeah.
Lions?
Well, what would the Patriots do in that situation?
Well,
Keith,
in that
what-
situation,
Keith,
I
what?
think that they would probably pick Joey Porter Jr.
Ah,
I think they would take Joey Porter Jr.
Keith, I gotta talk to you off screen for a second.
Because I think that
That's
they
bald,
value.
boy.
Because I think that the traits that they value in corner, Joey Porter Jr. is a little more of a project, but he has more of the stuff on Gilmore like traits, where he's a longer, bigger corner that can kind of beat up guys on the edge. So I just think that Joey Porter Jr. would probably, if Devon Witherspoon was gone, Joey Porter Jr. would have been my pick. I still wouldn't have gone edge because again, I think the edge class is so deep that you can get a dude in the second round.
What pick are we talking about?
I'm talking the Patriots.
Scroll back up again.
Yosef, scroll back up, please.
Scroll back up, please. Yeah, I agree. I thought they would have gone with. I think they would go with Devon Witherspoon on that one. Oh, that's why he's saying it. He's a Browns fan. They have no picks in the first, second rounds, Joe.
Oh.
I just remembered. He's like, we have no picks, no first or second round.
It sucks.
Well, I would say thank you for the second round pick. You know,
that's what you get for signing
appreciate
Deshaun
you.
Watson for all that money.
I appreciate you. Definitely love that second round pick though.
And paying that price for Elijah Moore. Now he's off to Cleveland to cry a river.
Joseph, I need an explanation. When you have guys on the perimeter that are available, why go Brian Branch to Washington?
Well, see, here's the interesting part.
Can you name anybody in their secondary?
I can't name anybody on their team.
I rest my case.
But again, I'm more so saying just in the role that he plays, do you think Brian Branch is going to be a better overall player than, say, Joey Porter or one of these other?
He can do whatever you ask him to do. To be honest, I really think that.
No, I don't disagree with you. I've just seen a lot more of Brian Branch to the Jaguars and teams passing on him because of the combine, because of the role, because he's more of a nickel, and you're not going to put him on the outside. Is what I mean. Like, you're not going to put him to stop guys. So I'm just more looking at it from that standpoint.
To me, I went with a Swiss Army knife that also can kind of be a VPA, whereas he can be a ball hawk, he can at safety, he can also go back and be a corner, he can also drop down and be a box safety. I think there's so many sub packages that I feel like the Commanders can just jump into. That I think he'll be on the field like 99% of the time.
Okay.
You know what's crazy? I could see the Cardinals actually drafting Devon Witherspoon, and then Christian Gonzalez falling to Green Bay at 15 if he gets past.
I'm gonna keep it a stack with you, bro. If Christian Gonzalez is there, even if Javon Carter is there, I don't see Detroit passing on him, just because of his size. And if they don't take him, then I see the Raiders taking him at 7. I don't see Christian Gonzalez getting out of top 10.
I'm watching them, the clips and everything. I value Devon over Christian. I will give Christian the ability that the length. He has more length than Devon, like arm width, so that's good on his part. But the ferocity that Devon plays with, and I think he's better. What's the word I'm looking for here?
He's a better leader, but that's why I didn't take him.
No. It's like he has a better hold on, not ball hawk, a nose for the ball, I guess you could say, like when it goes for the ball.
I get you.
You know what I'm saying? I think he's better at that than Christian. So it comes down to like a team preference.
I'd agree, but with the issues that they're already having with Buda Baker, I can see Devon Witherspoon becoming a Buda Baker type of bombastic leader,
Right.
rather than later. And I don't think the Cardinals can handle that kind of headache, which is why I went for the more low key but productive guy in Christian Gonzalez.
Okay.
Plus, I'm hearing a lot more of like teams are valuing him a lot higher than we think they are, and I think his range is between 5 and 7.
And I can see that. I don't disagree with what you're hearing. I just think that depending on where he goes, it depends on how he's going to perform.
Right.
If they leave him on the island somewhere, or if he's going to get help, or like who he's matched up against. You know what I mean?
No, it makes sense. Yeah. I honestly think he's a prime candidate to be there for the Falcons.
Yeah.
I think he'd be a great 1B for the Falcons.
Yeah. And the receivers he would have to face wouldn't be too crazy. You know, those
until they play Jacksonville.
Well, yeah, but I mean, talking about like Tampa Bay and
Indianapolis.
No,
Indianapolis in the AFC and budget.
Yeah, New Orleans.
Oh yeah, nah, he wouldn't.
Yeah, so if he goes to Atlanta, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. But Joey Porter going to Pittsburgh, it's like
it's nepotism.
The nepotism, and he stays in state as well. It literally just falls into the cards, and like it works. It was crazy, but it works. I could see that happening. And I think it will work out for them.
I think the only way that this doesn't happen is if Pittsburgh is hell bent on going offensive line, and like if they're locked in on Darnell Wright there, I could 100% see it.
Yeah, Deontay Banks makes sense.
I hate it, but yeah, it does make sense.
Yeah.
I understand you wanted him to drop to the Giants. I get it.
I mean, like the way this draft is, like if we want a corner as it stands right now, chances are we're probably going to have to trade up anyway.
Yeah,
because I don't think, like, if you look at it,
Emmanuel Forbes.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I'm so scared of Emmanuel Forbes being under 170 pounds that I'm just like, yo, he's gonna get bullied.
He's not right now.
But if he sits, where's he sitting? Because all I've been hearing is 166.
Yeah.
No, he came into his pro day at around 175.
But is he going to play at 175 is the question.
And the other question is, if he stays around 175, if he gets up to maybe 180, are you talking him dropping speed when it comes to recovery?
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean,
at that point,
at
that point, he's running around with an additional 15 pounds on him.
It's all right. When it comes to the weight, it depends on where he's bulking up at and how as long as when he bulks up, as long as he works out his versatility and maintains the speed, he'll be fine. But that's all on the trainer he gets. And sometimes you get trainers, they'll just bulk you up. And I believe that's part of the reason why AD is street clothes AD, because he bulked up but never worked on flexibility. So this is why he's become injury prone. So if he goes up to 180, I think he'll be okay as long as he works on flexibility to remain flexible and away from the injuries.
Yeah, hopefully that's the case, because like the dude, from what I've been hearing, is a straight dog. But like I said, I'm just worried about him getting tossed all over the place, especially when you talk about dealing with guys that are bigger receivers out here. You got to throw him up there against a guy that's like we got who do we have this year? Don't we have San Francisco this year? So I think I got to see what our schedule is because I
I
could have
believe
sworn
we
we
do.
had the NFC West coming
How,
up.
how tall is he?
6. Emmanuel Forbes,
Yeah,
6, either 6 foot or 6'2". 6 foot, I want to say though.
All right. Sauce Gardner 6'3", 201.
I want to say.
So if he bulks up, as long as he's under 200, it stays at 200, no more than that. I think he'll be fine.
I mean, again, that's why I think a lot more teams are comfortable taking him in the second round because at least then you can stash him. You can stash him. You can put the healthy weight on him, but you can do it throughout the year so that it sustains instead of having the pressure of playing him with him being a first round pick.
Yeah, yeah.
my biggest concern, like with him again, is just him holding up against some of these larger receivers. Because the Giants' defense is solely predicated upon like man and pressure. Not even man and pressure, man and blitzing, like 800,000 people at a time. So you got to be able to hold up on an island. But if you're out there, like granted, and I'm looking towards the future, if you're out there and Emmanuel Forbes is your one, you're talking about him lining up across from A.J. Brown. You're talking about him lining up across from, in this case, this year, DK Metcalf, and all kinds of stuff like that. I'm hoping that he can actually hold up against that.
Not to mention, you guys got to play Alan Lazard.
Fuck that guy.
I want to say Garrett Wilson because Garrett Wilson's small, but he's probably going to chew him up too.
Well, for what it's worth, one of them is going to be guarded by Dory Jackson if he doesn't get put back there to return punts again.
Oh my god! Don't even.
This is where it really got janky because like Jackson Smith and Jigba to the freaking Seattle Seahawks is just.
It's disgusting, but it works.
It gives me headaches.
Mm-hmm.
It gives me headaches because it's literally just the rich getting richer.
I mean, for what it's worth out there in the NFC West, they would need it.
Yeah, that is also true. But I mean, also you have him pretty much practicing with his quarterback. You know CJ Stroud is going to be comfortable as soon as he gets on the field just because he has that familiarity.
Yep.
And he's going to learn from a guy like Tyler Lockett, who is more shiftiness than speed nowadays, which is what Jackson Smith is going to be his calling card at some point because he's really not that fast.
Mm-hmm.
But like him in Seattle, the fit, it makes too much sense. And they don't have to take him early, and getting him in the 20s just makes sense. Now, for me, it's like if Bijan's there, I'm taking Bijan at 21, and I'm not thinking about it.
I've been thinking about that for a while, just because
there,
of the fact that I think they're going to be dickheads like that.
Yep. If he's there, I'm taking him. But if he's not, I think Dalton Kincaid is probably the best Travis Kelce-esque tight end. But he's just a playmaker, and he's the type of playmaker that Justin Herbert just hasn't had because literally didn't the tight end get gassed in the playoffs and then just start dropping passes at some point? Like
I honestly don't remember anything from that game other than the fact that they were up by like 50 points and lost.
So I mean, I think that's a position they can definitely afford to get younger at. So it just kind of always made sense to me. Even though I will say Darnell Washington there would be very interesting. I just thought about the speed element, and the speed element just always made more sense to me to go to them. Though, surprisingly, we had 3 tight ends go in the first round. And I think we had, 4 or 5 offensive tackles? 6, maybe?
And then people starting to value that line, man.
Yeah. But, I mean, also, it's that type of position where you can't really wait on it. You got to take it early. But I think, what do we have? 2 receivers go? in our first round? 3?
3.
Yeah,
Wait.
3 go in the first round, which to me says everything. After having the last 3 years, we've had at least 5 go in the first round. That tells me everything I need to know about this class.
No, we didn't have a receiver go until 20.
Yeah, it's a
And
quarter.
yeah, 3.
Now, I also think that
No,
Noah's
no,
not going to
sorry,
also
4. There was 4 of them.
Is
Yeah,
Jalen
Smith and
still-
Jigba. Yeah, me going Jalen Hyatt at 23.
Oh, I forgot about Jalen Hyatt. Jesus Christ. This man said Jalen Hyatt. Oh. Though the funny thing is that's not far fetched because all I keep hearing about is his speed. So
The funny thing about it though, like I think that would actually be. I went Hyatt just for the sake of chaos. All right.
Mm.
If they were to go a receiver, I think that would probably be Flowers more so than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And then I could honestly see then it would the league would probably kill everybody if this happened. Hyatt ended up in Kansas City.
Yeah. I mean, give him another Tyreek Hill. Like,
yeah.
Though I think with Hyatt's deficiencies, I do think he's probably firmly a second round pick now. Even though he has speed, it's like there are too many cases where he drops too many balls, and that's my problem with him is that he drops too many passes.
Jalen Hyatt.
Yeah. Not to mention, I think he was slower and smaller than everyone expected.
Well, I don't think any of the receivers actually ran well at the.
No.
They didn't run well at all at the combine.
No. I think everybody. I don't think anyone broke. I think there was a couple of guys that ran 4.3s, but they were all like mid to late 4.3s. There wasn't anybody that got close to where versus like the edges that damn near was running 4.35s on the regular.
Yeah,
check it out. Wide receivers.
Is Joe just being a shadow now?
Yeah.
Yes. The only guy that ran mid 4.3 was Trey Palmer. Everybody. Now, mind you, 4.4 is not slow, and I'm not saying 4.4 is slow. I'm saying when you have edges running 4.39, and you have corners who blew these times out of the water, it's concerning. It is just very, very concerning. That is just, the top times were all corners and a running back. So it's very difficult for me to look at if the corners are running faster than you in terms of straight line speed. It's very difficult for me to go and get a guy that's supposed to be my deep threat when it's like, well, we can just draft a guy that's going to keep up with you the entire time. Great. Thanks.
Yeah.
Like that neutralizes you completely.
Look, Christian Gonzalez went to 4.38. That's not bad.
It's not for someone that big.
Yeah.
So it's just
that's literal freak athlete status.
Yeah. So I'm saying he's like I said, he's an
loaded
athlete.
with them.
He's athletic. He's an athletic cornerback. Joey Porter ran a 4.46. Did Witherspoon run?
I think Witherspoon.
I don't think so.
I think Witherspoon was hurt when the combine happened.
Deontay Banks from Maryland ran a 4.35. Golly.
I'm telling you.
The one that I'm looking at, and I want to see what's giving me a little bit of pause with him is because of the fact that Mel Kiper likes him. So I'm just like, is DJ Turner.
Yeah, I mean, he looked in terms of like his movement skills and such. He looked fine. I worry about the size. He just looks small.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what his measurables are, but he looks small. So it's like, all right, if you're going to have him as a slot guy, I don't really care what you can run in terms of the 40s if you're a slot guy for me.
5'11".
Well, he's listed at 5'11".
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like 5'11". They usually give him a height, an inch or two. So he's probably 5'9", 5'10".
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's just a lot about him. It's like, I mean, if you take him, cool, but is he going to be like? Is he going to be a CB2? Is he going to be a nickel? Is he going to be? Or is he just going to be a really fast safety? Is he going to be a hybrid? Like, where are you going to play him?
I mean, just looking at the fact that my man's actual name is Juan Drago, I think I want to draft him.
Just in terms of the name, just so
Because of the name. How you get DJ out of Juan Drago is beyond me, but okay.
you flip the letters. You flip
Still.
even though JD Turner kind of sounds better, he went with DJ, but
I don't know, man. But yeah, he's 5'11". According to NFL.com, he's 5'11", 178.
Mm-hmm.
He's also small, so it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, again, he's a steal in the third round, I think. So, like, if you can get him at like the late second round, solid.
Yeah, I think late second is more likely, just because of the fact that people are going to start losing their minds over this dude running a 4.26.
Yeah, but I mean, for all the thing is, for all him running the way he did, a lot of teams have not talked about his speed, which says a lot to me. It's like, usually you hear about a guy running a 4.26. You hear about it a lot during the process, even after the process. You didn't really hear about it after he did it. So, I mean, I'm guessing his tape doesn't match that 4.3 speed. I mean, 4.2 speed.
Yeah.
That is still insane, yo.
Yeah.
Just remember a couple of years ago, people were sitting up there and they were looking at guys running 4.4s as being out of the world.
Yeah, it's just nowadays, it's like a lot of cornerbacks and receivers literally will run track. So that teach them how to run straight and all that shit. So it's like,
well, when you have Nolan Smith running a 4.39, I think Adebuike, I don't remember how to say his last name, as a freaking D tackle edge hybrid, running a freaking both of them breaking 4.3s. It's like, all right, you have edges that are breaking 4.3 now. So it's like, what are we doing?
this guy here?
Yeah. Well,
yeah, they got him at 4.49.
They had him at 4.49. I don't know why he's at a 4.49. He was definitely faster than that, but sure, guys. But I mean, again, Nolan Smith by running 4.43. So it's like, it's stupid now.
Look at the
linebackers breaking 4.3, 4.4. So it's like, and that's my issue with the receivers. If most of these times are higher than receiver times, if my defense is running faster than you, bro, we have a problem. That means as soon as you catch the ball, you turn it around, you get smacked in the face. That means
there's not many receivers on this list. Look at this.
I mean,
linebacker, edge, corner, wide receiver, running back, wide receiver, running back, quarterback, wide receiver, cornerback, wide receiver, running back, cornerback. There's 4 wide receivers, and that, like, I don't even know how many that is right there, but those 4 in that group, I was just counting off.
That's what I mean. Like, this class is definitely the weakest we've had in some time.
What was let's see. Oh, they didn't run. What's his name? Didn't run. Jackson Smith didn't run the 40.
No, he didn't. The rumor was that he was working on his runs, and he kept clocking in at like 4.8. So he looked at his agent, kind of gave him a head nod. The agent was like, "Nah, he's not running. He'll run at his pro day." I think at his pro day he ran like a 4.4 or 4.5 or something like that.
Yeah, that's no good.
I mean, again, but even when you watch his tape, like his tape has nothing to do with his speed. He's just shifty. He's crafty. He's a great hands catcher. He's great at.
Yeah. It just comes down to when he breaks away. Like literally, he has only a small time before he gets caught.
Well, if you look at a lot of his breakaways, it's a lot of him taking the right angle and just kind of wiggling kind of away from guys and angling and running at an angle. Like his straightaway speed, easily he gets caught.
Right.
But he knows how to run and maneuver to kind of get the separation that he needs after the catch. Which is again, his game is a lot more technical, it's a lot more savvy. And when he's surrounded by guys where you have to guard those guys, he has a lot of space in the middle, which is why he's more of a middle of the field guy. He thinks he's more of a, all around, he can do everything type of guy. And I love the confidence, but the athletic profile says something else.
I would say, well, Keyshawn Johnson said, if I didn't think I was the best player on the field at all times, then I shouldn't be playing.
Yeah, pretty much. But that's gonna be it for me, fellas. It's been a long day.
Yep.
I'm out of here. Final mock draft. Love it. Love that we just dipped into the chaos. Hopefully, I honestly hope the draft is this chaotic. Like, I want it to be this chaotic. I really want it to be a situation where, like, from the first pick, like, we don't know what's gonna happen next.
I think it starts here. You're right. It starts at the first pick.
This is like the first time in a while we've had a draft where it starts at number 1.
Yeah.
Like, we truly have no idea what. Like, there's a general consensus. There's the betting odds that they're going to go with Bryce Young. But Joe's right. You don't really see the fit too much with that coaching staff, with that team, with that culture, being Bryce Young, being the undersized guy. So, I mean, I can see them taking the traits and just running with the guy that has the wheels until he figures it out from a pocket presence throwing standpoint. But, then they can also go with Bryce Young, and if they don't like him, pull a Josh Rosen and get another guy next year. So, like, who knows? But it's been real. This has been a fun off season. I am the casual football fan. Out.
Yeah, man, Paul. It's probably going to be the same thing for me because I got to be up in the morning. We got a family, not a funeral that I'm going to. Because their funeral is tomorrow, but I'm only going to the viewing that's going to be beforehand. But yeah, we got some stuff that we got to get ready to take care of. And I've been up. Honestly, like this week has just been like madness. So I'm going to head out too. All right, man?
Yeah, sir.
All right, Joe. I'll catch up with you later. Fam, it's been a good time. Joe, what were you? Just straight disappeared. Doing illegal stuff behind the scenes.
Stuff happens. I had to handle stuff real quick. My bad. You heading out?
Yeah, I'm heading out because as soon as I find me a save pointer in this chapter of Resident Evil, I'm taking it down.
Oh my god! All right, hit me tomorrow.
Yep.
All right. Well, it's been a very chaotic draft.
and a surprise.
Yeah, and Paul is out of his hibernation finally. I don't know where this guy's been. He's still reeling from the Cody Rhodes loss, as he said before. But if you guys like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification button, all that. Check us out: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Did I miss anything else?
I think that's everything.
I think that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You taking us out?
Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Join us for the live on the draft.
We'll see. I gotta see if I'll be home or not.
We'll see. There we go. Oh my gosh, guys, have a good night, and hopefully we'll see you for the draft. Check us out. We will be going live Thursday night for the first round. Instant reactions and live.
Wait, is that this week coming up?
Yeah.
Damn, that was quick.
Thursday the 27th, first round.
Damn, that was quick. Damn, my hibernation like took me out quick.
Yeah, 'cause you slept till yesterday, so. Jesus.
Oh man. All right. Yeah, I think I'll be on.
All right. Goodness gracious. Have a good night. Take us out, Paul.
Later.